Hello and welcome to ETutorialGuru.com. This video will guide you with the steps to install RHEL 7 on VMware Workstation. For this video we will use RHEL 7.3 trial version and VMware Workstation 12 Pro trial version. Before we start, let us see how to obtain RHEL 7 and VMware Workstation 12 Pro. Open your favorite browser and search for VMware Workstation trial version. This first link will help you download VMware Workstation. Click on this link. At the bottom of the page you can see there's an option to download which says download now. By clicking this download now button, you can download VMware Workstation 12.5 Pro for Windows 64-bit. So click on this link. And the download will start within few seconds or minutes. You can see the VMware Workstation 12.5 Pro for Windows is now being downloaded. Since we have already downloaded and installed VMware Workstation 12.5 Pro, I will cancel this download. Now let us see how to download RHEL 7. In the search bar, search for RHEL 7 trial version download. This very first link will help you download RHEL 7. Click on this link. Scroll at the bottom of this page. And here's the option which says you can download Red Hat Enterprise Linux Server. For that will be that you can use for 30 days for evaluation. Click continue. Now to download RHEL 7 you should have an account on redhat.com. If you have not created an account on redhat.com, first create an account and log into the site. I have already created my account on redhat.com, and as the credentials are saved in Chrome, I can simply click login to login into redhat.com site. To get the installation media, here's the option installation media. Download the binary DVD ISO. So click on this download option. And this is the page where you can download the Red Hat 7.3 or any version you want to download. You can download by selecting the version you want to download. As I want to download 7.3, the latest version, I will go with this, and the architecture is x86_64. Scroll to the bottom of the page and here you can see the Red Hat Enterprise Linux 7.3 binary DVD. You can download RHEL 7.3 by clicking this download option, and you can see that the size of the DVD is 3.53 GB. I will click download now, and you can see that the download has actually started over here. Since I have already downloaded RHEL 7.3, so I will cancel this download. So till now we have seen how to download VMware Workstation and RHEL 7. So now we will set up the environment for our guest OS, that is RHEL 7.3. So open VMware Workstation. Now to create a new virtual machine, either you can click create a new virtual machine, or you can click over here. This is a wizard that will help you to set the environment for your guest OS. Select custom and press next. Leave these settings, these default settings as it is, and press next. On this screen, select I will install the operating system later and press next. On this screen, you have to select which guest OS you want to install and the version. Select the Linux and the version as Red Hat Enterprise Linux 764-bit and press next. On this screen, you can decide where you will store your guest OS files. Click browse and select the appropriate location. For this setup, I want to store the file in iDrive under VMware. I will create a new folder for my VMware files with the name RHEL 7 trial. Click OK. This is the name VMware has given to your virtual machine. You can either change this name or you can leave this as it is. I will change this to RHEL 7 trial. Now press next. Here you can change the number of processors and number of cores. This selection should be made depending upon the hardware you have. If you are not sure, keep the default setting and press next button. I am installing the guest OS on my laptop with single processor and 2 cores. Hence, I will change the core to 2. Press next. On this wizard, you can set the amount of RAM you want to give to your guest OS. By default, it is 2048 MB, that is 2 GB. I am okay with the default RAM, so I will press next. On this wizard screen, you have to select network connection type. Select use bridged networking and press next. Leave this default setting as it is and press next. Again, leave these default settings as it is and press next. On this screen, select create a new virtual disk and press next. On this wizard screen, you have to select the maximum disk size that should be allocated to your guest OS, and by default it is showing 20 GB. I am okay with 20 GB, so I will not change this value. Also select store virtual disk as a single file and press next. This wizard screen shows you that what will be the file name of your 20 GB disk file. I will go with the name it is displaying and press next. If you want, you can change this name. I will press next, and this is the final screen which shows that the options you have selected, and if you want, you have the time to change these options. I am fine with the options I have selected, so I will click finish. At this point, the basic environment for your guest OS is ready. Now you have to provide the installation media details to the VMware. Double click CD/DVD. On this screen, select use ISO image file. Because we are going to use the ISO image we have downloaded, click browse and go to the location where your ISO is stored. Select the ISO and click open. and now click OK. And now you are ready to install your guest OS. Now power on your virtual machine. That can be done by clicking power on this virtual machine. The first time you power on this machine, the machine will boot through the CD. If for some reason you restart the installation, you will have to make the CD as the first boot media. That will be covered in other video. And now on this screen there are three options: install Red Hat Enterprise Linux 7.3 and test this media, and install Red Hat Enterprise Linux 7.3, and there is a troubleshooting, and also there is a countdown going on at the bottom. To stop the countdown, click anywhere inside this screen and press any of the arrow key. The highlighted option is the default option, and by default the option is test this media and install Red Hat Enterprise Linux 7.3. As we are sure that our installation media is not corrupted, I will select the very first option, install Red Hat Enterprise Linux 7.3, and press enter. Again you have to press enter, and if for some reason you fail to press enter or any other key, the installation will start automatically after a few seconds. As you can see, I haven't pressed any key and the installation has started. On this screen, select the language that you want to use during installation. You can change the installation language as per your requirement. I will keep the default language, that is English, and I will press continue. On this screen you will see that the begin installation is disabled. That is because there is one option which is marked as exclamation sign, and you have to correct this settings before you can begin your installation. Until and unless this exclamation sign is not removed from here, you will not be able to begin your installation, and the begin installation button will remain disabled. And there are some more useful options we will see before we begin our installation. The very first option that we will set is network and host name. Click on this. Here you have to enable your Ethernet. Click on this slider to enable your Ethernet, and you will see in few seconds that you will get an IP address. You can see that now your machine has an IP address of 192.168.1.34. a subnet, a default gateway, default route, and a DNS. You will get the IP address the way I have obtained the IP address only if you have a DHCP server on your network. In my case, my ADSL modem is acting as a DHCP server. You can also set the host name. By default, the host name is localhost.localdomain, and you can see over here that it is showing that your current host name is localhost.localdomain. I will change this to test1.etutorialguru.com. Click apply, and the current host name will change to test1.etutorialguru.com. If you want to set the static IP, you can do this by clicking configure, and over here IP version 4 settings. Select the method as manual, click add, and under the address give the IP address. The net mask and the gateway, and specify the DNS server name. I will use the public DNS server IP, that is 4.2.2.2. Click save. Now the IP address 192.168.134 is bind to your Ethernet, and you will also see that now the DNS is 4.2.2.2. Earlier it was 192.168.1.1. Click done. Now let us set the date and time that is available under localization. Click the region to which you belong and click done. And the most important option is software selection. You can see over here that by default the OS will be installed with the minimum packages, and in this case you will not get the GUI. So click software selection and select server with GUI and click done. And now you can see that the software selection is server with GUI, and the last option which we want to change is the installation destination. Click installation destination. On this screen you will see that the disk which you provided during the environment setup, that was of 20 GB, is available. And since this is already selected, there's nothing you have to do. You just have to press done, and now you can see that there is no exclamation sign over here, and the begin installation is enabled. That means you can start your installation. So click begin installation, and here the installation will start. At this point, while the installation is in progress, installer will give you the option to set root password and create user. For this video we will just set the root password, so click root password and type the password twice. And click done. Now wait for some time, and after the installation is complete you will have to reboot your system. At this point our installation is complete, and now we have to reboot our machine. So click reboot, and this is the grub menu, and if you do nothing, your machine will reboot with the default option. Here you have to accept the license agreement. Until you accept the agreement, the finish configuration will remain disabled. So click license information and select this checkbox, I accept the license agreement, and click done. And now the finish configuration button is enabled. Click on this button. This is the welcome screen. You can change the language you want. I'm okay with the default English, so I will press next. On this screen you can select the keyboard layout. I'm okay with the English US, that is the default, so I will press next. The time zone we have already selected and this is the right one, so I will not make any change and I will press next. Connect your online account. I will skip this step. Here you will have to create an unprivileged user account that will be used to log into the machine. Enter your full name. I will enter ETutorialGuru. I will make G capital, E and T capital, and from my full name the machine will automatically select the username, that is ETutorialGuru. If you want, you can change this as well and press next. Here you have to set the password for the account you have created in the previous screen, and you have to use the complex password. And now press next. And now we are ready to use our server, so click start using Red Hat Enterprise Linux server. And finally we have installed our RHEL 7.3 on VMware Workstation 12. If you have any questions, you can mail me on the email ID given below. And if you like this video, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you.